Hello guys, now I'm going to show you how to add two numbers. So first thing that you need to do is you need to open Eclipse. It will ask you to create a workspace to write your programs. So just click as default Java. Now just click on OK. So this is the Eclipse home page that you're going to develop your Java programs. So first step you need to do is you need to create a project. So in order to create a project, you need to go to files. From files you need to create a new package. So since I'm going to develop a Java project, so I need to click on project. If you want to develop any dynamic web project, if you want to add some web applications like serverless or JSP, so you need to create dynamic web project. If you want to do EJB project, then you need to do EJB project. If you want to develop any Hibernate, or if you want to develop any Springs, then you need to create dynamic web project. But now I'm going to develop a simple Java project, that's why I'll just choose project. Now in order to search the Java project, you need to type Java and project. So you can see here Java project which is present here. So first step what you need to do is you need to click on the project and you need to press next. So it will ask to create a Java project name. So you can keep any user defined name, but make ensure that it should not contain any spaces between the two words. So that's why you just create it as first Java application. And now you can store the Java application in a default location where you are going to browse. If you don't want to make it as default, then you can browse from your Java software, from your computer folders and all. From in this project you just make it as default. So come back now. You can see here Java runtime environment, whether you want to use an execution environment as Java SE 1.7 or 1.6. So in the real world web applications, or in the real world Java application, mostly Java developers or companies prefer to use 1.6 or 1.7. But since in my computer I have downloaded Java 1.7 JDK software, so I need to make it as default 1.7. And you can use a project specific JRE, JRE 7, since I have downloaded Java software 7. So I just click as use an execution environment JRE. So now you want to add working sets to your project. If you don't want to add, then you just make it as default. And now you click on use default location. Now click on next. So it will open you the Java settings, building set build path settings, and it will show you the source here, and here Java application, your project name will be there, and SRC is the source file where your the packages as well as Java classes as well as interfaces will be hold in this SRC source code. So if you want to add your projects to the build path, then you can add option is there, so you can add your project to the build path. So if you don't want to add, if you want to add some libraries like external jars, the third party given server softwares or database vendors, they have provided some jar files. If you want to add external jars, you can add here. Or if you want to add some variables to your Java application, then you can add the variables. Or if you want to add some libraries which were provided out of the box, then you can add the libraries. Or if you want to add the class folders where .class files are available, then you can add the class folder. So this is the step, but you come back and just go to source. And now if you want to browse your application here, you can browse from bin, because since your Java application, Java and Java compiler resides in bin, that's why just keep as default. Now Now just click on finish so that your project is created. So it will ask whether you want to open associated perspective or not. A perspective is something like it shows a console and a project explorer as well as project navigator. So in order to accept it, then just click on yes, so that it will open you the perspective. So now this is the perspective. You can see this is the package explorer where your project is resides. In this project you can see the src folder where your source code is available. So what you need to do is you need to create a package now on src. Just click on right click and create new package. So name it as java dot make the future java. Now just click on finish. So on package name you just click on right click on it and create a new class. If you want to create interface in your application, then you can create interface, or if you want to add some annotations or then you can add, but by default I'm going to create a class, right? That's why I'm going to click on class now. So now it will show you the source folder where your class resides. It resides in the project in the source code in the src folder. That's why I just make it as default. Now if you come here, it will ask you to enter the class name. So before before writing the class name, first we should follow the coding standards which was given by the Sun developers. In order to write any kind of class, the first letter should be the capital letter, and the preceding words first letter should be capital. So I will show you the syntax how to write a class. For example, if you want to write a class name as addition operation, then the thing you have to observe is the first letter should be a capital, and the next word first letter should be capital, and the next will be the small letters. So now it will show you the modifiers which you want to add to your class, whether you want to add public modifier or you want to add default modifier, then you can add here. So if you make it as default, then it will be accessed only to within the package, and if you make modifier as public, then it will be accessed within the package as well as anywhere across the package. Out of the package also it will be accessed. So private and protected are not recommended to make to the execution logic class, since addition operation is the execution logic class where you are going to create an object of that class and you are going to do. But anyways, you make it as public because it will be accessed within the package as well as anywhere across the package. Now the superclass for all the classes is java.land.object, which is predefined in the Java API. So now this is very important, which methods you want to override, or whether you want to override the constructors from the superclass, or you want to inherit the abstract methods from the superclass. The first thing that you need to do is that if you want to write any kind of Java application, the kickstart of Java application is the main method, because every Java application runs from the main method. So that's why you override that main method. In order to override that method, then you have to click on this main method and finish it. So now this is the Java program where you have created now. So so this addition operation is a execution logic class. That's why I just mentioned this as execution logic class. So along with this execution logic class, I need to create a business logic class in order to put the logic inside the class. So in order to create a business logic class, there is a syntax which was given by the Sun Microsystems. So in order to create any class, you need to write class, name of the class first. So make it as business logic class. Open the braces. So the first thing that you need to do is you need to get the definition of the class first. A class is a collection of data members and associated methods which is grouped in a single unit. So first thing that you need to do is you need to initialize a variable. In order to initialize any variable, you need to assign that value to that variable. So the first thing that you need to do is initialization of a variable. So So in order to initialize any variable, so you need to know the type of the variable which you want, which type of data you want to initialize, whether you want to initialize an integer type, or whether you want to initialize floating, or whether you want to initialize character type. So based on a type, you want to initialize a variable. So let me now initialize an integer variable. So for integer variable there is a predefined data type called int. So just we will initialize two variables, int a is equal to 10 and int b is equal to 20. So what happens here is 10 value will be assigned to a variable and 20 value will be assigned to the b variable. So we have initialized the variable, and I'll take another variable called c to put the result of addition of a and b in the c variable. So the declaration of the variables has been successfully done. So now what you need to do is you need to declare a method. So in order to declare a method, you need to follow the syntax which was given by the Sun Microsystems to create a method. So every method should be followed the written type. So if you want to declare a variable, it should contain a written type and the name of the method. So I'll just make it as a method as test and start with the code. So now in this part I am going to write the business logic where the execution logic class will execute when it creates an object of execution logic class. So the thing that you need to do is that you need to write the business logic what you want to do here. So I'm going to add the two numbers, right? So I will add a as well as b variables. So now I'm going to print I'm going to print the addition of the two numbers. The addition of two numbers and gives me the value which resides in the C. So I have designed the business logic class now. So now in order to call the method and the variables in execution logic class, you have to create an object of business logic class. Create an object of business logic class. So how to create a business logic class? So in Java application there are four ways to create an object of a class. So most of the Java applications, most of the Java programmers and developers use the new operator to create an object of Java class. So in order to create Java class, you need to write business logic class first is equal to new and constructor. So this is the default constructor which was given by the JVM, the virtual machine. So now in order to call the business logic class, the logic which was resides in the test method, so you need to call with respect to your object of the first class. So first dot test method, you call the test method. So now I'm going to save this and I'm going to run the program. Run as Java application. So you can see the output here, the addition of two numbers gives me 30. Since I'm going to add 10 and 20, so it gives me output as 30. So now I'm going to say you the flow of programming execution, how it happens. So in order to tell you the program flow, just I'll give you the flow which was followed by the real world application. So you need to be very careful while you are developing any applications. So first thing what happens, so the control, the main method, the controls come from the main method and it will first create an object of first. So actually a test is a method called with respect to an object first. First is an object of first. Now control moves to first and looking for test method. Present or not present? Yes, test method is present. So it will execute the logic of the code. So it will add the two variables a 10 as and 20 and it gives the output as 30. So now here 30 will be printed. So this is the flow of execution that happens exactly. So I'll repeat you now again. The control comes from the main method and it will execute the, it will create an object of first. So now the test is a method which is called with respect to first. So first is an object of first class, control moves to first, and it will looks for first method. Test method, it is present or not present? Yes, it is present. That's why it will come, and the control comes here and it will execute the logic of the program and it will bring the value as that. So this is the way how the flow of program execution is happens. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Meet you in the next tutorial.